Hey, good morning, and welcome to Wednesday of our second week of online learning. I woke up late this morning, and so I am not gonna show you my face. I got that morning bedhead uh, stuff going on. Probably too much information, but I said it already, so let's go ahead and jump in. Um, so the purpose of today's video is really just to show what my expectations are for the main part of our work this week. Um, some of you have sent me your professional email. Many of you have not. So make sure you do that. Make sure you still keep working on your vocab. That is the slideshow. It is not due until next Friday. It's meant to be kind of an activity that you guys work on throughout the weeks. So make sure you stay on top of that. And then, we're actually just going to go ahead and jump in because I think I'm going to cover some of these other things here at the end. Okay. So for this week, your essential questions, you get to pick from. Okay. You have the choice. You can pick a gender feminist lens, and this would be your essential question, right? You could pick the social power lens or Marxist lens, and this would be your essential question. If you wanted to try it, you could do the post-colonial lens, and this would be your essential question. Okay, this one's kind of an extra, the post-colonial. This is just for those that would want to maybe try it, that have read it and think it looks interesting. Otherwise, we're going to focus on these top two. Okay. So specifically, we're going to look through these real quick. Keep in mind this is a video, so you guys can go back and you could pause it, you could rewatch it, you could do all of these things. I will also post the slideshow, so you'll have that as well. But essentially, we have here the essential question for gender, feminist lens. How does the text reinforce, critique, or challenge definitions of masculinity or femininity? If you're going to choose this lens, you should probably have a good idea about what it means to be masculine or feminine. Maybe you'd have some idea around gender roles, objectification, when men or women are not represented, and what differences are shown when they are represented in TV shows, in texts, in books, and in movies. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm not used to this slideshow. Uh, any text cannot exist outside of a gender frame of reference. Okay, so when these critical assumptions come up, what they mean is when you go into this, you must assume these four things. Okay, you're going to assume that in every single text that exists, gender can be found. Okay, you are going to assume that historically, writing has been dominated by men and masculine perceptions. If you look back at all the famous authors, most of them are men. Number three, this is the third assumption. Men and women are essentially different, and differences can be examined in social behavior, right? Things that we do, the ideas that we have, the things or places or people or ideas that we value. And these differences should be recognized, right? So what they're saying is it's okay to talk about the differences in men and women. You're not doing anything wrong when you talk about, critique, and examine those differences, right? We're staying away from stereotypes. We're staying away from um, unfair and harsh and unequitable assumptions, right? But we do know that there are differences, right? And number four, stereotyping is dangerous and can lead to destructive social norms, right? So we're not stereotyping. We're just identifying how a character may be objectified, represented, or might be different in your text. Okay. What to do, right? So just a few steps to consider when you're watching your movie or your text, reading your book, or watching your TV show. Consider the gender of the author. Consider your gender as the reader and the characters' voices in the text. How does the text reflect social gender codes, right? That could lead you to a place where you talk about in your writing how the show reflects these specific people, the author, the reader, and the characters. Do they match? Do they reflect? Are they all behaving, right? Are women in the kitchen? Are men at work out on the car? Or are they reversed, right? These are things you're going to start thinking through. Ask how the text reinforces or undermines the gender stereotypes. Imagine yourself as someone of the opposite gender reading this work. Okay, these are a few ways that you can consider your text and write about your text. Use this as a platform. If you're using the gender feminist lens, if something doesn't make sense still, reach out to me. Let's talk. Okay. You'll notice if you need it, I do have a slide in Spanish. This covers the same sort of material. For those that need it, you might want to pause here and reference this. Okay. Again, just a quick review of the social power Marxist lens. All of the same assumptions, right? These are the assumptions you're going to take into your text. These are kind of key words that you should include in maybe your writing and how you think about things. But essentially, your essential question is, how does the text comment on or represent class conflict? Okay, picture the Lion King. I know this might be silly, right? But we have Uncle Scar and we have young Simba. Uncle Scar wants Simba's throne, right? Having a throne connotes having power, being in the upper class, right? Ruling society. And Scar wants Simba's power. Well, some assumptions that we take going into this text, if you were doing Lion King, this is an example, okay? The way people think and behave is determined by basic economic factors. Scar wants Simba's power, Scar wants Simba's money, so to speak. Class conflict is the same as political conflict. Okay, so when you have politicians passing laws and passing these things that benefit only certain groups of people, while that's a political action, it has class ramifications. The wealthy class exploits the working class by forcing their own values and beliefs upon them, usually through control of working conditions and money. Number 3, you guys could, if you wanted, this is an assumption we make, but you could also look at how Amazon is operating right now, or Walmart, or King Soopers, and right, the way that people that work on the front lines have to identify their own values and beliefs and decide whether or not working in those conditions is what they need to do. And for most of us, we need to do it because we need the money to survive. Okay. So this lens is pretty applicable to the time right now. But so also is the gender feminist lens. Okay. So again, in recap, you're taking these critical assumptions into the text with you. You don't have to answer these. You don't have to write about these. These are just things that should be on your mind as you're watching and as you're reading your text. Okay. Again, I have a slide in Spanish if you need it. If you'd like to pause here, just read through. Maybe there might be phrases that make more sense than what I was saying or what was on the other slide. Go ahead and use this as you need. And then here's the criteria for success. Answer the essential question in complete academic writing that answers the question, okay? You have to make sure that you're answering the question. I would love to just read your critique of this TV show, okay? Trust me, I would. Like, genuine, honest answer. I would love to read to read everyone's critique of a TV show or movie or book. But make sure you answer your essential question. Make sure you provide accurate and supportive context and background knowledge. I don't know that I will have seen whatever TV show you're watching or movie you've watched or book you're reading. Provide the accurate and supportive context that I need to understand, 1, what you're writing about, and 2, how your evidence is going to support your answer. Okay, that's the important part. Now, number 3 uses quality evidence and considerations from the lens cards, connects your evidence to your claims and answering the question, and uses some sort of tieback or summarize or has some sort of summary into your writing. Okay. Remember, we are learning this for the first time. This is something that we were supposed to learn in class. So this might be super difficult. It might be pretty easy. Some of us might get it. Whatever it is for you, I want you to try your best. Whatever your best looks like, I want that. Okay. You guys deserve the best education you can get. Right now we're online. Right now it's kind of crappy. It's kind of new. Probably shouldn't have said the word crappy, but anyways, The reality is that we're all learning in this, and some days are going to be easier than others. Some days are going to be more challenging than others. Do your absolute best that you can do every day, and don't worry about what the grade says. Don't worry about what, just do what you can do. Learn what you can learn, get the education you can get, and make the most out of this time right now. Just a few things to remember as we close. CLO and EQ are always in the videos. Many people are like, Mr. B, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. You would, as you watch the videos, they're always in there, okay? The Monday videos, okay? 2, check your deadlines in your daily or your weekly packet. Make sure you know needs to be turned in by Friday. Please keep reaching out with questions. If you need it, schedule a one-to-one meeting with me. Some of you have reached out. We maybe haven't been able to connect over email or solve our problems over email. So let's set up a meeting, okay? If you need to chat, if you just want to check in, if you want to hear all of my horrible dad jokes, schedule a one-on-one meeting with me, okay? Take care, you guys. Reach out with questions. Love you. Be safe. Wash your hands. Get some rest. Enjoy your day.